Hello, today we will be talking about open source intelligence passive Recon, and the company that I choose will be Target. The objectives for this presentation is to research a Fortune 500 company and one of its C-suite officers to extract as much passive data as possible in order to prepare our team to carry out a pending pen test of our system. um, present the findings of our attack by adding screenshots, defining the stage of cyber operations, examination attack vectors used to proceed with active recon, and lastly, legal authorities and ethical consideration from a Christian perspective. On this slide, it shows that I'm downloading Multico, but before downloading, I verified that my Kali Linux system was connected to the internet. After confirming connectivity, I downloaded and registered Multico on Kali Linux to use it as part of the process. In this slide, it shows how Multico free version is installed, but before this, I went through the installation process, which was self-explanatory. And also, it was requesting to create an account, which it was personal information which we have to input. And also, the Lab 2 Open Sources Intelligence video within the video playlist from penetration testing and risk management helped me in and guide me the correct way to install the multiple free version as well. Next on this slide, I start the passive recon. I clicked on the new on the left side and a blank graph screen came up. I then scrolled from the left side under identity palette and clicked on the domain. I drag it to the graph and I first tried by typing out www.target.com, which came out one identity. As on the previous slideshow, it came out with one entity. I wanted to try a new domain with a new address, which was target.com, and came out with 24 entities. And this shows that not using the website completely does not help that much with the entities. We have to break it down and make it target.com, and came out with 24 entities, which will help into run for the next step, which is two-person. Once I completed the search by DNS, I did another search by running two-person PGP, and there were 24 entities were found. After I completed the search two-person, among the 24 identities, I decided to use Adam Laskowitz as my prospective target. Once I decided the user, which is Adam Laskowitz, there was one email address found for same person. Then I did the OnSend framework, which was used to look up the desired email address, which was from the last domain. And I choose to search for email verification, breach data, and mail blacklist. And lastly, on this slide, I did the MX toolbox, which was used to do further search of the email address. And as you can see, it did came out with some results, and it did and it did the further search. For the cyber operation completed on this current operation was the passive reconnaissance onset, open source intelligence, DNS lookup records for domain information, multi-go to map email addresses, phone numbers, and online connections. And as requested, here is a phishing email. As you can see, there is some arrows where you can tell as um, I hope you're doing well, exclamation mark, which you can tell right away that it's a phishing, and then a phishing email. And then, can you help me with a small but urgent task before the board meeting next week? I'm attaching the confidential meeting agenda and some sensitive data that needs your immediate review. Please open the document and make any necessary corrections before forwarding it to the rest of the team. Let me know once you review it. Thank you so much for your help. Best regards, John Doe, CEO, Target Incorporation. Lastly, the legal authorities and ethical consideration from a Christian perspective. Conducting a penetration test requires careful attention to both legal authority and moral responsibility. Legally, because the tester must obtain explicit written authorization such as a signed contract, scope document, and rules of engagement, is to make it sure the activity is fully compliant with laws like the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act and relevant data protection regulations. Operating within clearly defined boundaries is essential as any action outside of what is permitted becomes unauthorized access, which is both illegal and ethically wrong. Ethically, Christian teaching emphasizes respect for others' property and data, honesty in communication, and stewardship over the access and knowledge entrusted to the tester. Biblical principles such as obedience to governing authorities, Romans 13:1, respect for property, Exodus 20:15, trustfulness, Ephesians 4:15, and responsible stewardship, 1 Corinthians 4:2, guide the tester to perform their work transparently, avoid harm, and use their skills to protect rather than exploit. Thus, a Christian approach to penetration testing upholds legal compliance, integrity, and care for the well-being of others throughout the entire process.